Howdy folks, welcome to episode 2 of Riding With Me in Traffic. This is a new video format we're doing where you come along with me as I narrate everything I'm thinking through and talking through as I ride in dense urban traffic, city traffic, twisty roads, all that good stuff. We usually pick a nice point to get to and we have some fun. We're on our way to a juice spot here in Austin, Texas, and I decided to take the long way around and have some fun with our GSX 8R. It's a giveaway bike over on yammynoob.co. Go and check that out. Pick up a hat, a t-shirt, or perhaps, if you're interested, one of our new Squid Missile key tags. These have been a very popular seller. So let's jump aboard the machine and let's talk it through, because I think this is pretty valuable for all you new riders out there getting started with motorcycling. I am a relatively experienced motorcyclist. I think pretty experienced. I got about 10 years under my belt of riding, 180 different motorcycles, expert level track day guy, club racer, pretty good amount of skills. So let's talk it through. As we take off here with the GSX 8R, I want you guys to notice something. We're in this parking lot right here. I'm gonna ride a little slower. And see how it's kind of loose, kind of gravelly? Now, I know you might think, yeah, you need to be on a BMW GS adventure bike to tackle that sort of stuff, but the vast majority of motorcycles will roll through this stuff, no problem, and you will not get yourself hurt. Just take it a little bit slower, because you are in a low grip environment. As you guys see here, if I wick up the throttle in first gear on this gravel, the TC light immediately flashes, alerting me that I do not have grip. And the Suzuki did a good job of hooking up in that conditions because we have traction control on this motorcycle. So just keep that in mind. Parking lots are typically not so great with the grip. You see here we got this nice chunky bumpy thing. Again, like this would be BMW GS adventure road type of stuff, but we are just in an urban parking lot and we're just gonna have to handle it on our GSX 8R. Speed bump right here. I love these speed bumps that have not the complete way around the road, because motorcyclists and cyclists alike can very easily take advantage of going off to the side of it. So we're off here to the right of the road, giving ourselves a little bit of space. Got that guy turning in right over there. And now we got this bumpy bit of road here. Now, coming up ahead is a very steep incline. I know that because I cycle on this road all the time. And you'll notice that I will now go down into second gear to take this incline, and I'm just going to slow it down a little bit. Why is that? Well, I can't quite see who's coming around the bend here, and the road conditions, as you can tell, hopefully on camera, quite bumpy. Not very nice, and so we just want to take a little bit slower. And this is a, kind of neighborhood environment. You want to just take it a little bit easier. There's really no reason to speed in neighborhoods. Got over here taking a right on this road. We come to a stop, no foot down, because we know what we're doing. Check it out, got a little pothole right there and some gravel back there. That's a classic area that if you were to hit that and add a little bit of gas, you might tuck the bike. I've seen it many times on TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, all those sort of areas. And, so little stuff like that can cause your bike to get unsettled. You'd be very surprised. As we roll through here, this neighborhood's called Rolling Wood. These are some of the most expensive homes in all of Austin, Texas. House like that over here to my right, probably list for $6.5 million. This city is way too expensive. Way too expensive. But a thing to keep in mind if you're in a very expensive neighborhood is you might have a soccer mom pulling out in her Tesla, hopped up on Zoloft, and she might not see you, so you got to be careful. And so you don't want to be speeding through this kind of area. Watch for the manhole covers. I like to avoid them when possible, especially in wet weather conditions. Manhole covers can be quite slippery, quite low grip when it comes to that, and you really don't want to be doing that when you're on your bike. All right, coming up to our stop here. Got the guy on the lawn equipment. He saw me, so we're good to go, but I gave him a little bit of room there. Blending front and rear brake, coming to a complete stop. Taking a look over there. Got a stop sign, so we'd be good to go anyways. And we're good to go on this road. Cancel our indicator, click it up into third gear, because the Suzuki GSX 8R has a nice amount of torque. We can cruise on this road right here. Now, I'm sticking to the right here just because I know this road really well, and I know that people sometimes like to pass on this road. That gives me the opportunity, if they do, to go, whoa, and I'll just go right over here into the shoulder and cruise on over here. And I know the shoulder is clear because I cycle on this road a lot, and I know that it's very clear. That's very intimate road knowledge, right? If this is a road I'd never been on, I might stick to the see that guy right there all the way on the left? If I had been on the left, you know, it would have been kind of bad for me, right? So I already have that knowledge of this road, and I know that people sometimes like to stick a little bit too much over the line, and so I'm going to give myself that little bit of space right here. Speed limit's 25. Looks like I'm doing about 35. That feels comfortable for me. I feel like that's reasonable. You could be going the speed limit. I'd recommend going the speed limit, but truthfully, I'm riding the way I normally ride to show you guys how I do things. I'm a very experienced motorcyclist. I haven't had an accident on street in 7 years, knock on gas tank. It's been a very long time since I've had any kind of incident on road, on street, and you know, I lend credence to the fact that that's some of the advanced training that I've taken, Yamaha Champ School, California Superbike School, private coaching, all that good stuff. And when you ride on track, which I highly recommend, you tend to you know, everything tends to slow down a little bit on the street. It tends to be a little bit more easy to manage. You'll notice I'm cruising here, got my hands off the bar, I'm gesticulating to you guys, but you should be riding like this. Both hands on the bar, nice and easy, control over the machine. You got good swerving capabilities when you got both hands on the bars, and always covering that front brake, boys. You always want to cover that front brake and keep an eye on traffic. So I see that we're approaching an intersection up here. People are slowing down. Looks like we got cars coming the other way, and it looks like we're about to enter a more dense environment. I got a yield sign over here, but with pretty poor visibility out the other way. Got two cars in front of me, so there's not much I could do. If I wanted to be Mr. Stupid motorcyclist, I could filter beyond these two vehicles and probably just slide into traffic very easily, but we're in no rush. We're just trying to go get some juice, you know? It's no biggie. We don't have to act crazy. And that's a piece of advice I could give you guys, and I've said it in many videos, is just stay calm, stay zen. You know, if you do have a big rush, it means you left the house too late. You can plan and leave your house in a reasonable time, and you won't find yourself having to speed through traffic. Unless you have an emergency, but if you have an emergency, maybe call an ambulance or something and go that way. You know, it's not a good idea to put other people's lives in danger just because you are running late or you have an emergency. All right, yellow light right here. We're going to cruise through. Got that guy turning right on me, but he's seeing me because he had his window down, cruising around, and we're good to go. Past that, past that intersection with the yellow light. No muss, no fuss. Now, we're on a much wider street over here. 2 lanes on this side, 2 lanes on the other side. I got this guy turning right up here. I'm going to stick to my left, and I'm actually going to go into this lane over here just so that I don't have to slow down. I noticed that guy was trying to turn left as well, and you know, we're going to keep an eye on him as we do that. Always keeping our front brake covered just in case something goes sideways. I'm cruising here on the right of the lane. You always want to make sure you pick right or left in the lane. I'm cruising the right now, just to give myself a little bit of breathing room, and I got a right coming up, so I think mentally speaking, my brain is already like, oh, I'm going to be turning right here pretty soon, so I should probably be in the right lane. I'm going to click it up into 4th gear on this bike. I got plenty of torque down low. You guys see if I add a little bit of gas, I can pick up a lot of speed, so it's no problem. This is our right turn lane. Just going to check for cyclists, check for traffic up there. We're good. Nobody's kamikaze going right at the last minute. Grabbing a gear down using the Suzuki auto blip down, which is not very good. All right, notice that right there in the street. That's a bunch of debris and gravel and stuff, man. You would not want to hit that if you were turning right. So always keep an eye for debris on the road, guys. You never know what's around the corner. And I've seen lots of videos where guys are having fun, carving up canyons, doing that sort of thing. And there's just a sand patch in the middle of the road, you know, around the corner, and they didn't see it. So you should be riding such that you can adjust your line and not hit stuff like that. If you're going so fast that you can't change your line, number one, you're way overdoing it for the street, and number two, you should be able to change your line always, especially if you're coming into corners on the brakes. You can always change your line, adjust it, all that good stuff. You got the front end loaded, things starts to feel good. So this is a more fun road right here. We got a couple undulations, a couple twists and turns. We're behind this FedEx truck, which is a bit of a bummer. And when you're behind trucks like this, in twistier road environments, it can be extremely difficult to pass. And the reason for that is because you have such limited visibility. I'm sure you guys can see, I can't see around this truck at all. I have no idea what's going on, and it's just like you could maybe go like this and kind of take a look, and you're like, okay, maybe I could go for a pass. But again, unless you're really trying to have some fun, I would recommend just staying behind the truck and just, it kind of is what it is. You know, you got unlucky, and you're just going to have to call it a day. Because we do have lots of traffic coming in the other direction, so going for a pass at this moment would be unwise, especially since I just can't see what this guy's doing. Now, I know this road very well, and I know that we're coming up to a four-way intersection, so perhaps we will get lucky, and our friend here in the FedEx truck, who is delivering packages, making people's days, maybe he has to turn right or left, because I have to go straight. And hopefully I can get around this friend, and we can ride at a bit of a faster pace. I don't want to go crazy, but this road is quite fun, enjoyable to ride at a little bit faster pace, and maybe it'll be possible. Ah, look at that. He's turning right, and we're going to be able to go straight and have a little bit of fun. How great is that? And check this. Got this guy turning left. I'm just going to bully him a little bit. So that's something I'll do that not everybody agrees with, but at a four-way intersection, I like to, I guess, assert dominance is the correct term for it. I don't like it whenever people come up really fast to a four-way intersection. You can tell they're trying to go for it. The best course of action is obviously to play it defensive, but if you can, try to scooch away from the intersection, because when you see people coming in like that, you know, I really hate it, and so I try to just go on ahead and get out in front of them, even if it wasn't maybe my turn, but it was my turn back there, so it's all good. Hooking up into fourth gear here. We're cruising. Says the speed limit's 25. That's quite conservative. I know this road very well. You don't have to go 25. You can go a little bit faster. You could do 30, 35, 40. It's not going to be a big deal. We're stuck behind a Camry now. But as you can tell, the difference between being behind the Camry and the FedEx truck is I got lots of visibility if I wanted to pass, you know? Lots of visibility. Seeing the person who's driving this vehicle, their hands are waving wildly. Maybe they're also vlogging like I am, but I bet you they're on the phone having an intense conversation with the loved one. That's what I would assume is happening. So we'll see here. This is 25 miles an hour on this road. This is very, 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 very slow. And they are going straight, which is great for us. Got a little bit of dust right there on the road. See that? Low grip right there, right on the apex of that corner. You would not want to hit that and add gas, because then you would be on your butt. We're going downhill here, so we're already leaning off our bike a little bit. Got our legs hooked onto the tank grip right over here on the side, and that's giving us a good position. You don't want to speed into a downhill because that's going to make it way too fast. Conversely, when you're going uphill, you can be a little more aggressive with how late you brake. One of the most popular examples of that is here at Coda in Austin, turn 1. If you guys have ever done a track day there, you can brake so deep because you're going uphill, and the uphill obviously stops you. So now we got a nice bit of twisty tarmac in front of us, but we still have to be vigilant because this is still a bit of a neighborhood environment. You got people that can jump out of the driveways over here, so I don't like to ride too fast in this area, and it's also got a little bit of traffic here as well too. So riding through here in traffic can be a bit of a bummer because this road is super fun to ride, but you can only do so within the confines of safety and the confines of what is reasonable. Got 3 cars ahead of us here. It's going to make it quite difficult to be able to pass anybody. What we can hope for is that one of these people decides to turn left and right, and then maybe we can get around them. You know, you'll watch videos in Europe and sometimes in California where people are very aggressive about their passes on twisty roads like this. I don't like to do that personally. I think it just makes way more sense to just pick a different time of day to ride where there's less traffic. Just pick a different situation. But check this out. We got 2 people turning right up here. Well, I guess that guy was turning right, but then he didn't. Not really sure what's going on. I was about to say we could go for the pass, but then we didn't. I'm not sure why this Audi is going all the way off into the road here. I hope to God he doesn't go for a pass because we have no visibility. You got no ability to see anything. doesn't have to be over on the side of the yellow there. So that's just bad driving in my opinion. You should not, like, there's no reason to be over on the side of the road there. You're infringing on the other guy's right to come down the other way, so that's just kind of silly. Cruising through here. This is again more of a neighborhoody feel, but a nice road nonetheless. We're cruising through the hills here in Austin, Texas. Really beautiful location. Go over here to the right as that guy's turning left, just to give myself the ability and space to continue going a little bit. This little section here is a ton of fun. Love this part of the road. Oh, got this guy turning right. How lucky is that? We have the ability now to have a little bit of fun on this road. We're not going to go super fast, but you just ride it and take the corners a little bit more spiritedly as you would on a motorcycle. Coming in on this right-hander here. Look at how beautiful and clear this road is. Really nice. I think it's freshly paved. Grab a gear, go down one, on the brakes a little bit. Watch this stop sign here. Watch the, oh, it's got that guy. Yep. Okay, cool. You didn't know if he was coming the other way, but see, I already stood the bike up and already hit the brakes, just in case. Because while I am having fun, I'm not going 90 miles an hour on this road and infringing on my ability to stop, right? I'm trying to make it such that I can have the ability to stop even if someone does something like that, and I'm not sure what they're going to do, right? Like that guy, it wasn't quite clear that he was going to go right. He might have been going straight. I've seen people do crazier stuff before. That sign back there tells me got a little bit of an intersection here, limited sight distance as well. Got a nice rolling hill here. That was the intersection they were talking about. Right here, it's going to be really nice. Got this nice undulation, this beautiful hill country road. Up this little hill right here, super fun. All right, I see a car up there ahead of me, so I know that the fun is going to have to stop pretty soon, because even though I'm not quite speeding on my motorcycle, you know, it just ends up being a whole lot faster than traffic ahead of us. See, we've already caught up to them, and so now we're going to go ahead and grab down into third. We blipped our throttle, hit the front brakes a little bit. Looks like our friend is slowing down quite a bit. Might be turning left. No, turning right. No, just going extremely slow. And sometimes it happens, guys. You know, you might plan a nice fun route for yourself. You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go out, have some fun on the motorcycle, and then you're like, geez, I can't get around this traffic. And you know what? You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And you know, if you're going out having some fun on your bike and you just end up into traffic on a twisty road, well, you know, that's just the way it went down that day, and it's no big deal. It's beautiful though. They recently repaved this whole road. This used to be super bumpy right here. I think they redid everything. This is so nice. You see that fresh paint here on the side and right here. Super, super nice. You love fresh tarmac. All right, so up here is a strange situation. So you'll see that we have no road markings, right? But we have a lot of space left and right. It's a bit odd that we have so much space, because in theory you're like, why do we have so much space on this road, right? And I don't know, I think this road is just set up in a really old school way and it's just super wide for some reason. But the one thing you don't want to do is pass people on the right on a very wide road like this. You never know who's going to be turning right at the last minute, or if they're going to be going right to go left. Nobody's expecting you to go right? So it's usually not a good idea to pass on the right in a situation like this, especially where people are parked and that sort of thing, and if you can't see over the crest of a hill, it's not a good idea. So what I like to do, because this might as well be a two-lane road right here, we're going to take a good long look, and we see, okay, we have a pretty good amount of visibility here. I can't tell if someone's going to be able to pop out over there. It looks like they could right there, but after that we could be able to get by these guys. But I'd like to do it on the left, but they're hogging the left a little bit, just because we are going just kind of slow for my liking. So we could get this done 2 into 1 over here, because this guy is just driving so darn slow. But now see, we got the crest of a hill and you have bad visibility, and this guy is still just hogging up the left over here, making it almost impossible to pass. And so I think we're just going to chill, you know. I think the best course of action here, because we got traffic coming the other way, the best course of action is just going to be, you know, look how wide this road is, guys. This is ridiculous. I got this car behind me that literally could just come up right behind me if need be. But check it out on the right here. That's why I told you guys, you know, you don't want to go all the way to the right. Look at all that sand and debris and stuff over there. So if you were to come super fast around that corner and try to pass, ooh, you're going to have a bad day. you're about to turn your GSX-8R into a scrambled egg, so to speak. Nice sunny side up with this this yellow right here. And so yeah, ultra wide road here, you know, if we didn't have traffic in front of us, could be quite fun, but there's just not a whole lot we can do, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But the good thing is, we are coming up on a highway intersection, Highway 360 here in Austin, Texas, with the beautiful 360 bridge. And you know, this is a road that you can actually put some speed on. People like to drive a little bit faster, so after all that time of being stuck in third gear, going 3,000 RPM with our GSX-8R, we will have the ability to go a little bit quicker. I'm already noticing here we got some traffic up ahead, and this is a situation that is going to be ripe for me to pass these people. I do not want to sit here in traffic with other these people. I don't know why we have people right and left. This guy's trying to turn right here, I think, on Longchamp. Let's hope for it. But now check it out. This guy's turning right, but the guy up there doesn't see us, and we got people turning left here. That's a dangerous situation to be in. The only reason I did that was because the car in front of me is way bigger and people are used to seeing cars, and so I was able to safely tuck in behind him and know that I could probably get away with it. All right, taking a right over here onto 360. Let's check it out and see if we have some open space. You got this guy going here, but we're on a motorcycle, so we're just gonna go ahead. Get out ahead of him, because I am so sick of not being able to use my motorcycle. And that's something you'll see is people in cars will go and, ooh, are they fleshing out the bike lane over there? I hope to God they are. I hope to God. I'm so tired of not being able to cycle on this road. It's so sad. You'll see people do that on cars. They'll go left to try to get around a slower moving vehicle, but they are also in and of themselves a slow moving vehicle. So, you know, if you find a little gap, you can get out there and do it. Just because I'm feeling a little zesty and I want to have some fun, I'm going to just go ahead and launch this GSX-8R. And, you know, I say launch, I'm just going to move a little bit quicker off this stop sign, because check it out, look at how much room I got. This is totally safe to do. We're probably going to hit about 90 or 100 miles an hour and shut it down before we get to the bridge. How about that? Because I see that I have open visibility. I can take away with this GSX-8R. Bike's not super fast. Woohoo! Have a little bit of fun with the thing, you know? You're on a bike. If you got open tarmac like that, enjoy it. Have a good time. Why not? I'm not going to sit there and tell you, hey, you can't ride your motorcycle in a fun way. That's not allowed. Because guess what? I do it. Come on. Why else did you buy the thing, you know? You bought the thing to always go the speed limit? Come on, folks. Come on. No serious motorcyclist can sit there and tell me that they religiously follow the speed limit everywhere they go. That's not why you bought a motorcycle. Let's be real here, folks. Come on. All right, so check this out. Oh, we got the green. Can't show you guys what I was going to show you. Now we have to play it completely differently. We should be able to have a little bit of space, and we do. So we're just going to get around traffic. And the reason I'm doing that is not because I'm some super speeder squid. It's because I don't want to be stuck in traffic. I don't want to be in between a bunch of cars, and I was going to filter at that light just so I could get out ahead of them. Because now I'm in a much safer position. I got space cushion, nobody in front of me, nobody behind me. I like this. This is what I like, man. This is what I want to be on my motorcycle. And then check it out. I can hit the cruise control on my GSX-8R that I installed. Got to open it up a little bit more, apparently. There we go. Allows me to get my hand off the handlebars a little bit. Enjoy the bike. Take a little bit of a rest, you know, and then we're back in it. Love that feature. I did install that. That didn't come with the bike, just so you guys know. It doesn't have an electronic cruise control. That would be sick if it did, but Suzuki, in their infinite wisdom, built a ride-by-wire bike that doesn't have cruise control. Imagine that. So the speed limit here is 55. I think I was doing 75, so that's a little too fast, if we're being totally honest. People here usually drive between 60 to 65, so I'm going to cruise about 64. That's plenty fast for this street right here. And now we're just cruising on down and enjoying the open highway with this very amenably comfortable GSX-8R. And, you know, in a super wide open road like this, as long as you're not in the middle of the lane, as you can see, it's got a bit of a darker strip. You know, you could be in the left-hand side of the lane here, you could be in the right. Typically better to be in the left. I think mentally I am just here on the right just because I've got a right-hand turn coming up in about 1.5 miles, and so I'm just like already there. But in theory, I should be here if I'm trying to practice the safest, you know, lane positioning possible. And lane positioning is important. This does put you in a nice, safe position. So, yeah, cruising here, enjoying the motorcycle. This is what we all want to be doing, right? Sometimes when we're stuck in traffic and we can't use our bikes, get out there on the open highway, and this is where things really start to come together for you. It feels really good. Okay, so we got a red light coming up. Checked my 6 over there. Nobody coming through. Look how much room I got right here to filter through, but the light turned green, so quite honestly, I don't like filtering whenever people are already moving, because people will, at the last minute, decide that they want to change lanes. I'm going to go ahead and get in front of this electric truck because we disrespect all electric vehicles on the road. Just kidding. Just kidding. But I do make it a point to cut off Teslas. I'm like, screw you and your EV. You're ruining my fun. Just kidding, boys. Adding a bit of a lighthearted sense of humor to the vlog here. Why not? All right, coming to a stop here, floating front and rear brake on a bit of an incline. So you'll see if I don't hit a brake, I'm starting to roll backwards. So we will hit the rear brake a little bit just so that we don't roll backwards. That's a nice thing on a bike, is we have independent controls over front and rear brakes. So if you're on a steep incline like we're about to go on right here, which we won't stop, but if we did, you'd want to use your rear brake and then feather your clutch and throttle at the same time, and you don't have to roll backwards at all, which is quite nice. So this is a tricky one. You see that sign says the right lane ends. We have 2 lanes right here. You have a very short amount of time to maybe make a pass if you were going to. It's not really worth it right there, right? You see this very steep hill, all these cars are slowing down. You know, most cars don't have the ability to just continue going up the hill at the same speed without changing RPMs or changing gears, and most people are not really paying attention to what they're doing, and so they'll just sit there and just, you know, continue driving at the same RPM, and the car will slow down a little bit. So that's something to keep in mind if you're riding on a very steep hill. Just note that cars will naturally slow down. Everybody's naturally going to slow down as you have that happen too. So we are now back in a more suburban style traffic. We were out away from an urban parking lot, nice little twisty hill country back road. We are now in a nice little suburban setting rather. And you know, this lane here is quite strange. We opened it up there a little bit to allow other people to ride through at the little lane in the middle to let people turn. But this is definitely under construction here. As you can see, all the roads are torn up, and you got the orange traffic cones and all that stuff. And one thing to keep in mind in areas like that is lots of debris, right? Lots of debris in an area like that. You want to keep in mind, this is a little tricky. You see, we got the painted line there, but also these dots in the middle of the road. And I think people might not quite be sure about which one to follow, but follow the one that's most prominent. You know, if you see 2 situations like that, follow the one that's most prominent. Got this van in front of me taking a right, so I'm sitting here on the left, giving myself a little bit of room. We're going to go right past here. Make sure that guy's not going to turn in, because he didn't have visibility and he might not have seen me, and we were good to go there. Because sometimes that can happen where someone's turning right, you go around them on the outside, they don't see you, they chime in, and that's just a problem. I gave myself a little bit of room there because I thought that car was turning into my lane, but they weren't, which is good. We are kind of stopped up here with a bunch of cars. This is quite annoying. I don't like the situation that I'm in. We're going pretty slow, so it's no big deal, but look at these guys right here just clogging up the lane. We're going to see if this minivan allows us to get through here. Again, we got a Tesla, so we just immediately disrespect the Tesla, get in front of them. No muss, no fuss. 35 mile an hour speed limit. Looks like I'm doing 53. That's a little fast. Let's cook it back a little bit. Let's maybe make it to 46 or so. But see, I'm keeping up with the flow of traffic, right? Like, even though I am speeding and, I'm not following the rules of the road, it doesn't look like anybody else is, right? Like, I'm not coming up to people super fast. In fact, this minivan behind me is coming up to me, so they're going faster than I am. I'm not catching that blue car ahead of me. Well, I am now because they're braking, but I wasn't up until earlier. And it's quite an interesting situation, right? Where you might think to yourself, oh, like, you know, you're riding too fast. But really what I do is I just go with the flow of everybody. I don't want to have a huge delta of speed between me and the traffic around me one way or the other. I don't want to be in a situation where, you know, I'm flying by cars or cars are flying by me. I want to flow with everybody and create my space around everybody. That's what I want to do. Oof, big bump there, but I saw it, so I prepped for it. We're gonna go ahead and hit the brakes here. Got this minivan coming up fast on me, coming up fast on this minivan. So I saw him. We're just gonna go ahead and take this lane over here. Just give ourselves a little bit of room in the traffic, make our way through. Continue moving down the road here. Oof, got a nice little sport bike up there. I can't quite tell what it was. Yeah. All right, coming up to another intersection. We have lots of people slowing down, but I see that it's green up there. So I am going ahead and grab second gear, be in first gear. Got a guy in a pink supermoto. Love to see it. Looks like some denser traffic up there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a shortcut over here on this road because I know the path to the juice place. And we can just go through this route and get there a little bit easier. Cut through this neighborhood right here. So we'll go through here, four-way intersection. We're gonna get on the front brake, bleed in a little bit of rear brake, get a little lazy, drop down to first gear. Got that car coming through here. Check it out, got the Austin driving school car ahead of us right there. They have their signal on, but they didn't go, which is interesting. And I think now they're gonna go. So that's something, if you see a student driver, man, give them lots of deference, lots of room, lots of space. Don't go crazy, because you never quite know. So now we're in this neighborhood here. Cycling lane here to my right, nice and wide, looks like a two-way cycling road. So that's lots of space right there. We are not going to be turning right, so we don't have to worry about any cyclist incoming. But I'm sticking to the right here just because I don't know if anyone's coming to the left. But in theory, again, left lane positioning better because people have better visibility. And if anybody's turning right, they are less likely to hit you. A little bit of a corner right here in this neighborhood. We cross over through here. And we continue on the path here, staying in our left lane. Coming up to a four-way intersection here. Got our indicator on, front brake, bleeding a little bit of rear brake. Clutch in, grabbing down to first. I could have blipped the throttle all the way, but I didn't feel like it. Footless stop all the way, we're good to go. Now we have these road bumps here. We can just stand up, let the suspension soak it up. We don't have to stop too much. We don't have to slow down like we would normally in an automobile. All right, check it out. Construction. Got a car backing out. Got a guy over there. Got guys working on the road over here. So what we're going to do is just slow it way down. Just make sure that nobody's doing anything. All right, he's telling me to stop. I'm just going to go ahead and go through. He told me I'm good, so we're good. But see, powers of observation really is all it comes down to, you know? If you just observe, you will be in a very good position. And staying focused, guys, like that's the big thing, you know? I know it's tempting to make TikTok videos and think about what you're going to have for dinner and your homework you got to do or your report that your boss is asking you to get done. But the best thing you can do is just stay focused, stay alert, and that's it. All right, check it out. We are at our intersection, almost at our juice spot. I'm over here in the left lane. There's really no good spot for me here, to be perfectly honest, because if I'm in the left here, if someone overcooks it turning right, they're going to hit me. But if I'm over here in the right lane, you know, you might have someone who's coming up to turn right and doesn't see you and hits you. So, I don't know. To me, it's like there's not really a good position. I think the left is going to be a little bit better. But, you know, that's something I'm always thinking about, too, is like, oh, where's my position and what's going to put me in the best position? And you don't always get it 100% right, you know. Riding is an activity that you're constantly having a negotiation with yourself and the road. You you know, you're not going to get it 100% perfect, and you're just trying to manage the risk and manage the safety of it. So we got an indicator on. I think we're going to have a green light here. I don't know if that guy's turning. He's not. We're going to go ahead and take the lane here and check our blind spots there. We're good to go. And we have arrived at the juice spot. Juice land, baby. So now find a parking spot. This one's as good as any. And when I park my bike, I actually park it, if I'm going to take up a full spot, I'll park it right here towards the end of the parking spot, because then people aren't going to barrel into the parking spot and not see my bike. You never want to put your bike all the way into the parking spot, because you know, if someone doesn't see it, they just come in and just hit your bike. So I like to park it usually all the way back here, maybe tilt it a little bit, let people see it. So, folks, I am going to go grab myself a juice, but I hope you've enjoyed riding with me and learning with me today. If you like this video format, you think it's valuable, let me know in the comments down below. I'm having a ton of fun doing this. It's fun for me to remember my own you know, abilities as a motorcyclist and talk you guys through that. And I hope it's helpful. If it is, let me know in the comments down below. Remember, this GSX-8R is a giveaway motorcycle on yamanoob.co. Check out our key tags. Got this cool squid missile one that's been a big seller. New t-shirts, hats, hoodies, all that stuff. And become a member. Support the show. Join the Discord, the newsletter, all that great stuff. Very thankful for all the support of you out there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Keep watching Yami Noob. Keep watching Yami Noob. Keep watching Yami Noob. You guys said the outros were getting a little too weird. I don't know. Can't please everybody, can you? But you know what you can do? Join as a member on yamanoob.co, and you can keep interacting with me, your sweet Papa Yam. Or if you want to keep our relationship a little bit more distant, I completely understand. Hit the link over here and keep watching more videos. I wouldn't blame you.